Hello, I'm Karen Parks. A changing of the guard today at the Department of Veterans Affairs. After weeks of calls for his resignation, the VA secretary quietly stepped down. But as Karen Kafer reports, it hasn't fixed the problems.
President Obama said embattled Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki offered his resignation Friday morning, which he accepted with regrets.
He has worked hard to investigate and identify the problems with access to care. But as he told me this morning, the VA needs new leadership to address them.
The president said the retired Army general did not want to be a distraction. Shinseki's resignation came after mounting pressure from veterans groups and from congressional members from both parties for him to step down, as failings in the VA medical system, long, sometimes deadly delays for care, came to light. An initial internal audit by the Department of Veterans Affairs released Friday found questionable scheduling practices regarding appointments, signaling a, quote, systemic lack of integrity at some facilities. Just before meeting with the president, Shinseki appeared at the annual conference of the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans.
I extend an apology to the people whom I care most deeply about, and that's the veterans of this great country, to their families and loved ones whom I have been honored to serve for over 5 years now.
Even with Shinseki's departure, Republican House Speaker John Boehner wants more action.
And until the president outlines a vision and an effective plan for addressing the broad dysfunction at the VA, today's announcement really changes nothing.
Deputy VA Secretary Sloan Gibson will temporarily step into the agency's top post as the White House searches for a permanent successor. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafer.
Eastern Shore Congressman Andy Harris quickly released a statement saying, in part, "We have only seen the tip of the iceberg of problems with the Veterans Health Administration. Until we give veterans a choice of where to get the medical care they so rightly deserve, we will not solve the problems with veteran health care." The VA currently serves more than 21 million veterans. President Obama has asked Congress for nearly $164 billion for next year to provide needed services. More than half of that goes to medical care. If approved, it would be a 6.5% increase in funding in just 1 year. And that brings us to our question of the day. Do you believe the Secretary of the VA had to resign? Go to foxbaltimore.com and tell us what you think. You can also sound off through Facebook or send us a tweet.